Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we go to Whitley County where one family is thankful they're alive after a tree fell through their home with them inside. And in Pike County, a firefighter is fighting for his life after being hit by a car while trying to clean up damage left behind by those storms. And we show you how officials in Jackson County are trying to protect people connected to a nursing home that has become a COVID-19 hotspot for the area.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. The time is now 5:34 and I'm Lacey Roberts. Thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. And another dark morning outside. If you've been able to look outside or if you still don't have power, thousands of people are still without that power. And let's bring in Brandon Robinson for a look at that forecast, wondering if those storms are going to return and if that power is going to come back.
Well, I think the power is going to come back. It may take a little while. I know Kentucky Power said it could be, as they worded it, multi-day restoration effort, and still close to 10,000 people or more than 10,000 people in Perry and Pike counties in the dark this morning. But here at 5:34, we are tracking a little bit of moisture. No storms, but some moisture off to our north and west on live pinpoint Doppler radar. I do believe most of the moisture that is maybe reaching the ground is back north and west of Lexington, between Lexington and Louisville. So we'll keep an eye on that for you and keep you posted. We are expecting some of that to move into our direction today as the scattered showers, maybe even scattered snow showers overnight. So temperatures right now not conducive for that in most areas. 40, Jackson, Hazard 41, in Jonesville 37 there, Irvin, Somerset, Monticello, Middlesboro 38, Prestonsburg and Pikeville, but 32 in Williamsburg and 33 in Harlan. So a chilly morning in some of these valleys. The good thing is the wind has calmed way down. 0 in a lot of locations, but look at those particles. See where they're coming from. They're coming from the north, so that's going to pull some of that cooler air in off of the Great Lakes as opposed to that warm air we get from the southwest from the Gulf of Mexico. So today, 50 if you're lucky. I do think chances for rain will start to pick up in scattered form heading into the afternoon, evening hours, and then maybe transitioning to some snow as we drop below freezing or close to it overnight. Lacey?
Thank you, Brandon. In Letcher County, folks were out clearing trees and power lines from roadways, but county crews were not the only ones hard at work. WYMT's Tommy Poole has more on a family's day after the destruction.
Monday, the cleanup began and life resumed.
I'm cooking me something to eat. We made a little coffee this morning, and I made it on this thing.
Donald Miller of the Haley community in Letcher County stood on his porch after losing his roof.
And then when it went kaboom, I said, there went the porch. Then come another big gush. That's when it took the rest of it off.
Miller had just replaced the roof about a month ago.
And I told the old lady last night, I said, there goes about $4,000 lost.
Like many in the mountains, the Millers spent Monday cleaning up after a scary Easter night storm.
You could hear the wind, like on top of that mountain, like a train. I opened the door, I said, bro, that's wind. But now I've been here 78 years, and I ain't never seen nothing like this.
With 2 roofs and a shed gone, along with trees on vehicles, Miller said it could have been far worse.
I was afraid it was going to blow the house away, buddy. If it had lasted much longer, I believe it's old trailer to win. It's a scary time now for a while, and I'm glad it calmed down.
Now Miller sits patiently and positive while waiting for the power to come back on. In Letcher County, Tommy Poole, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, Donald Miller says it is not uncommon to lose power, but this outage looks like it will be a little bit longer than usual. Now take a look at this over my shoulder, and that is the view inside a Whitley County home. Now let's give you a better look at that damage. A tree fell onto the home, crashing through the roof. The homeowner says her mom was lying on the couch when the tree fell and covered her with ceiling debris. Now thankfully no one was hurt and everyone made it out unharmed. The homeowner says that she is thankful to still have her family.
Everyone's fine. Everything's good. We have smiles. We're happy we woke up this morning. We're not in the hospital. We're not sick. We're not injured. The good Lord watched over us and protected us from the worst that could happen, which is taking me or one of my children or my mother out. So we're in good nature over that.
The homeowner said the insurance adjuster came by Monday morning to look at the damage, and the family will stay in a hotel until their home can be repaired. Now, many people in Knox County are still assessing storm damage from Sunday night. Many home and business owners spent their Monday finding water and roof damage. Lily and June in downtown Barberville even had their roof nearly blown off. For now, the courthouse square is closed due to the debris from those storms.
We have lots of trees that are still compromised, I'm sure, and the wind, as you can see, is blowing. You know, they just need to stay in as much as they can, so stay as safe as possible.
The roof at Lily and June was taken, the rest of it was taken off yesterday afternoon, and that was to keep any more of it from falling off. Now, this is just a glimpse of the strength of those winds from Sunday. Dean Walsh captured this photo. The winds put a tree limb right through the door of their archery team's storage building. Wow. And with social distancing right now, many of you have headed out to fish, but those plans in Pike County could be put on hold. The strong winds left heavy damage in the East Kentucky Marina with near 100-mile-per-wind hours, turning over parts of their dock. WYMT's Will Puckett talked to the owners who rushed home when it became too dangerous.
As the wind rips across Fish Trap Lake, East Kentucky Marina owner Teresa Thomas is left looking at what remains.
Luckily, the marina took the blunt of the blow, I guess you could say. It wasn't the boat owners and stuff like that. And I mean, it's in pieces, it's in shambles, and we honestly don't know how we're gonna do this.
Emotions still raw as she thinks back to 10:30 Easter Sunday night when winds came through and created this mess that can be seen Monday.
And it was chaotic. Trees were flying everywhere. I've never, I mean, I lived on Lower Pompey all my life. I've never experienced anything like this.
And as summer is right around the corner, this blow is even greater.
Pretty big. Pretty big. So.
Than any other storm they've faced before.
Now, that was Will Puckett reporting, and now one portion of the dock is $375,000. They've had to replace it before in the past windstorms, but now they're looking at having to replace 3 or 4 portions of it. Thomas says she wouldn't even begin to guess how much damage that this will cost them. A few different businesses were hit in Pikeville. Pikeville Dairy Cheer and Save a Lot both saw some exterior damage, but Dairy Cheer is still operating business as usual. Many others were left without power. And staying in Pike County, a firefighter is in the hospital after being hit by a vehicle while clearing the roadway during Sunday's storms. Jimmy Bletcher was moving a fallen tree in Farrells Creek when officials say that he was hit by another volunteer firefighter on his way to a call. He was taken to Pikeville Medical Center for severe injuries. Marrowbone Fire Department President Robert Atkins says the community is rallying behind Belcher in prayer.
We put our faith and trust in God, and we're praying that the Lord reaches down and heals his body without any further surgeries or anything that has to be done to him.
Last night, Atkins posted an update on Facebook saying Belcher is being taken off of the ventilator and seems to be semi-responsive. And Governor Andy Beshear announced a new COVID-19 related death in Pike County this past weekend. Before, we had only seen COVID-19 related deaths out of Pulaski County in our Kentucky coverage area. The Pike County patient was a 62-year-old man being treated at the Pikeville Medical Center. Dr. Fadi El-Krasi, who is the infectious disease specialist at the Pikeville Medical Center, reiterates the importance of self-isolation and social distancing to prevent the spread to the most vulnerable.
This is one of the time when our behavior is impacting everybody else. We need to be nice to each other. We need to be kind to each other. We need to know this is a serious illness. And if we don't practice these kind of mitigation procedures, we're going to let people suffer from them.
And again, a 62-year-old man died from complications relating to COVID-19 in Pike County. And that is all health officials can release about it because of medical privacy laws. You can see the full interview with a doctor on our website and just look for last night's issues and answers. Laurel County health officials announced that their first COVID-related death was last night. Right now, we do not know who that person is or how old they were. However, health officials did say the patient went to St. Joseph, London, and before their test could come back, the person died. Underlying health issues may have been a factor. Governor Beshear says Kentucky's nursing homes have been hit hard by the pandemic. People have died in facilities across the state. And just last week, we told you about a Jackson County facility where half of the people there tested positive for COVID-19. Victor Puente talked with the county judge executives about the steps that they are taking to protect the community.
The judge executive of Jackson County told me, being so small and relatively secluded, they didn't think COVID-19 would make its way there.
It kind of knocked the breath out of everybody, and everybody took a step back.
But once the virus did arrive, the cases went from a few to a few dozen. All but one are connected to Jackson Manor, a nursing home in Annville.
As of this morning, when I talked to the health department, we have 40 cases in the nursing home. Now, 32 of those are listed as Jackson County residents. 8 of those are staff that don't live in Jackson County.
Gabbard told me 4 residents are now in the hospital, one of them in the ICU.
What we believe, with talking to the health department, probably one of the workers at the nursing home has came in, unbeknownst to them, that they were positive, just like we saw several other cases throughout the state and the world.
It's been tough, not only on the workers and people who live at the home, but also the people who love them.
A lot of people went every day to the nursing home and visit their family, and they ain't been able to go for 3 to 4 weeks now, and it's just been very hard on them emotionally.
He tells me emergency management is trying to get more PPE for the workers to help limit the spread of the virus. They also plan for a different church to drive up every night this week to offer a drive-up prayer service for the people inside. While they can't get close, they can show them they're not too far apart.
We feel like it's the least we can do right now, is just to show them we're here, we got you back, we're going to help you any way we can.
In Jackson County, Victor Puente, WYMT Mountain News.
And we reached out to Signature Healthcare, the company that operates Jackson Manor, but they did not return our request for comment. And later on Mountain News this morning, with many stuck at home, some folks are turning their boredom into some creative hobbies.
Dogwood winter is in full effect as chances for rain and snow, yes, you heard that right, are in the forecast in the next 24 hours. I'll have the latest details in about 3 minutes.